Well, hey everybody, Andy here. Thanks for joining me today. And today we are at Philmont. And if you're new to the channel, this channel is all about backpacking, outdoor adventures, gear, most definitely gear, and a few tips and tricks along the way. So if any of those things interest you, consider subscribing and you'll be updated every time I post new content. And there is a lot of new content coming. So sit back and relax and let's dive in to our 2019 Philmont experience. Morning everybody. We are back on trail. It is morning of day 5. Morning, beautiful morning, nice and crisp waking up. Probably a little below 50 degrees. Not a cloud in the sky. Perfect day to get some miles in. So we had an amazing night last night. Just sitting under the stars, seeing some shooting stars, seeing the Milky Way. I was able to get a couple shots of that. I'll throw those in so you guys can take a look. Just amazing stuff. It's just beautiful country out here. So now we're heading north into the Valle. We've got estimated about 5 miles here from Dan Beard up to Sealy. Stop, get some more water, and then we've got about 5 more miles up to Ring Place, where we'll stop for the night. So we'll check back in later. Why? Can you determine if there's more winter coming or something? Well, hey everybody, thought I'd check back in. We're on our way still through the Valle up to Sealy. And I thought I'd just kind of give a couple thoughts about camp last night. So Dan Beard is tucked in a little valley, kind of a little almost prairie kind of setup. You know, I guess there was a big fire that came through years ago, and so there's not much in the area except some remnants of some trees, and grasses are growing, some flowers and things like that, but it's not really a forest area. But it's a staffed camp, so there's a cabin there. We all kind of hung out on the porch, the adults did on the swing, and relaxed after our long hike yesterday. The boys, after they got camp set up, and there were 2 options. So for campsites, if your route is taking you into the Valle where you have to practice, leave no trace principles and low impact camping, they put you out actually across the border into the Valle and set up camps out there. You kind of make your own campsites. You got to learn how to hang your own bear bags without a bear wire, all that fun stuff, and then you walk back into camp. If you're staying on property, they have you stay at the Philmont campsites, which are the standard. They've got a sump, they've got bear lines, they've got a fire pit, all that stuff. And then the activity there, they've got a cope course. So it's all about working together, teamwork. So the adults, for the most part, sat around and relaxed and rehydrated a little bit. And the boys went off and did some of their team building stuff. So it's a neat little camp. Water is treated there, so they've got what looks like a little chlorine pump of some kind that keeps the water potable. So it's nice, clean, clear water, tastes good, and you don't have to worry about treating it. So just another convenience. Not all camps are that way, but that one definitely is. So just a couple thoughts. We'll check back in later. Heading roughly north from the windmills. The last windmill, fenced off area. There's actually a trail not listed on the map, but heads roughly the bearing that we wanted, kind of between these two ridges on either side, so seemed like the right place to go. So now this section of the Valle, there's not really a distinct trail, so you just kind of have to navigate by map and compass, kind of blaze your own way. So we're all kind of cutting through this hillside down to the bottom, where we anticipate there'll be a path, a road of some kind that'll lead us to Sealy. So it's kind of a fun change from just hiking single file on the trail. Alright, coming out of the trees into the prairie here in the valley. Should be approaching Sealy here before too long, we think. Let's see if we can find it. So this is mostly our lunch for today. I think I brought these along from yesterday, and this maybe was left from breakfast. So we had a little jerky, we have a drink mix, some peanut butter, some trail mix. That was dried fruit. These are little banana chips, they're pretty good, and this is a little French vanilla granola. So that's what I'm eating today. I stopped in the swap box and I found a packet of just chicken. So I had that as well. So just to give you an idea, we always get these lots of little packages of different types of foods, whether it's peanuts or cashews or trail mix or dried fruit. Lots of like power bars of different types.
Isn't he like the herald of
we've had a couple different type of jerky sticks. For breakfast we got just a teriyaki. We got chicken, and then we've had like the round sticks as well. And we've had cheese with that. So it's been a decent variety, but I will say it gets a little monotonous. Just lots of little packaged foods. There's a ton of salt, in a lot of these things, and they have it balanced, but just for me, it just seems saltier than what I would like. So I'm craving some other types of foods, but I'm not hungry. I have more than I've needed. This has been enough for sure. So I've been turning stuff into the swap boxes to let other people take what they want, because I just don't want to carry it around if I'm not going to eat it. So just an idea of what we get on lunch. So this is our view of Sealy Canyon. It's a staffed camp here looking north. They've got a yurt, a couple water buffaloes. You can see the staff tent over there, and then just some seating area here. So word is the campsites are behind me, somewhere down on the other side of that valley that's down below. And that's Sealy Canyon Camp. Alright, well, we made it up the climb from Sealy Canyon. If you look down here below, you just kind of have to make your way up the rocks. There's not a clear path, and camp's way down over here. So you kind of make your way out, just figure right up over here. So pretty amazing. If you look way back over here, you got Baldy. And it's hard to see, but behind the trees, if you look way back that way, you'll be able to see the tooth also. So awesome breeze up here. Took a good 10-15 minutes, easy, going nice and slow to get up that path on our way up to Ring Place. But man, it is just gorgeous up here. Hardly a cloud in the sky. Awesome. So we just decided to take the packs off, take the 20. Again, pace ourselves. We've only got about a 2-mile stint, so you have a hard climb like this, take a break, get some water, get the packs off, and then you'll be just much more refreshed for that next stretch. So awesome. Well, hey everybody. Today is day 6 on trail. This morning we got up from Ring Place and hiked north to Whiteman Vega to do our conservation work. So we did some trail repair work. They're turning trail back into natural forest, so we've got to help that process along, and then hike the 3 miles back to camp and eat lunch, pack up and hit the trail. And this is what we just crossed. This is a big meadow here as we're heading from Ring Place over to I think it's called Iris Place. So we'll be camping there tonight. It's a trail camp. This might be our sister crew behind us catching up. But we've been going now for a little over an hour or so on this hike, and we've got a few more miles to go before we get there. So it's been a hot day. It's been sunny. We had a little sprinkle a little bit ago, just enough to put the jackets on, turn around, take the jackets right back off, and keep on hiking. So it's really hot today too. When the sun's out, it's just beating down. So we're all taking a 20-minute break. Here behind me, you can see as soon as we got into some shade, take the packs off, relax, sit down, enjoy a little bit of water and some camaraderie. So things are good. Everybody's doing well. We're excited. We've made the turn into the second half, and now we start our approach on Baldy. So we've got tonight, tomorrow night, and the next night, and then we'll summit Baldy. So we've got a ways to go to get there, but it's within reach, and we're all pretty excited about it. So that's all for now. I'll check back in later. We made it into Iris Park. This is the valley. There's a couple groups that are already here set up. We just got in and dropped our packs and took a 20-minute break. We came in over that ridge from the northeast. So We were lucky today. The clouds stayed with us most of the day, so just a hint of rain earlier was enough to bring some cool breeze and keep the sun off us for a good chunk of the hike. So, well, today was pretty tough. It wasn't brutal. It was just long. We ended up right at 10 miles for the day. With all the ups and downs, the GPS had 4,600 feet of vertical gain. We had about 5.5 miles roughly to get from Ring Place all the way up to White Man Vega and then back, and then we had to make it all the way down here. And the trip down here wasn't too bad. No real huge inclines, just kind of gradual. We had 2 climbs, beautiful view of the valley from the rock of the last one, and it was nice to come over the ridge here and see the valley and see the tents up and think, we're there. just ready to take my shoes off and wipe my feet down and get a little dinner and wash some clothes. I'm due to scrub these out and hang them up to dry tonight, so I've got some fresh stuff for tomorrow. Tomorrow will be pretty tough. We're guessing the estimate is every bit of 10 miles probably again, but this one we're gonna have every bit of vertical gain that we had today. On the map it shows about 2,500 feet vertical gain, but that's just from starting point to finish, and we're gonna have ups and downs along the way, so we're gonna rival every bit, I'm sure, of what we climbed today tomorrow. So we better get a lot of sleep, because it's going to be a rough day. Here's our camp for tonight. Get the tents up here. Got bear bags in different distance. We've got clothesline. Got our packs here. Everybody sitting around.
Do you remind me you got pots?
We got some friends in the area. Beautiful valley. Some water source in the bottom. Sunset over the hill. And then you can see other friends down there. Well, good morning, everybody. It is morning of day 7 on trail here at Iris Park. Got a beautiful sunrise here in the background. It is about 5:30, and we're up and tearing down tents right now, and we're going to be cooking some breakfast this morning. It's a little chilly. It's a little chilly this morning. It's about 45 degrees or so, but slept well. Long day yesterday. Slept like a rock. So we've got a long day today too, and a lot of climbing as we approach Baldy, and we'll also be at our highest elevation for camp of the whole trip. I think tonight we're supposed to be at about 10,200 feet, so we're at about 8,000 here, so we've got a ways to go. So we're having some Mountain House breakfast skillet this morning, so we're looking forward to that. So I will check back in later after I get my stuff torn down and packed up, ready to go, and then we can eat. So.
Does anybody have like extra?
Alright, we're doing our final pack up before hitting the trail. Today we took a little longer because we had a cooked breakfast. It's our only cooked breakfast of the whole trip so far. We had a Mountain House breakfast skillet, one of my favorites. So it's almost 7 o'clock, and we are the last one here, but I bet we're the only ones that cooked today. So packing up, we're gonna hit the trail, and we've got 10 miles today, and then we'll be at 10,200 feet with a pretty awesome view of Baldy, I'm thinking, at that point. So I will check back again later. Alright, we're on the trail again. We're just kind of taking a bearing and cut some trail over to the road, which should be our main landmark to follow south towards Baldy. So we're kind of heading in a westerly direction, gaining a little bit of altitude, but cutting off a little bit of distance from following one of the trails that's off to my right. This should save us about a mile, but we will have a little bit of elevation, and we just have to keep track, make sure that we keep checking the compass bearing so that we don't get off course. Now we made the road perfectly cut across the mountain, so we had a little bit of a climb, but cut off a lot of distance on the trail. So now we're going to follow this road for quite a few miles until we hit a fork in the road. This should take us down into the valley, kind of bends around and goes down.
Right there. Woo! Now she's done.
Okay, we crossed the creek on the road and then cut off. This is an old road. It looks like it's been taken over. So there's just a little trail through it. Now we're heading more in a southerly direction, down through the ravine, and all the elevation that we've gained, we've given back. So now we've got about 2,500 feet to gain back before we finish tonight. Here we are taking our first 20-minute break of the day. Beautiful mountain valley. There's a pretty strong creek that's running down there in the bottom. We're just going to keep following it. Beautiful little meadow here. Save some time. Well, we've been heading up Greenwood Canyon, which has been a steady climb for the last 2.5 miles or so. So just kind of following this ravine definitely gonna work out. We've had to take a break already. But we've got to gain a lot of elevation today, so this is the first, the biggest climb so far. Not the first, but this will be a long, gradual one. And then at the end, we'll have a pretty substantial vertical climb of about, somewhere about 1,000 feet in about a mile and a half or so. Well, it's been raining for a little while now. We're trying to head up and find a spot here at Upper Greenwood. So we're about, I don't know, 95 to 9,800 feet. Just trying to find a campsite area, and I think we found one.
I'm all in.
We're gonna take a look and hopefully set up camp so we can get some shelters up and get out of the rain. Just to show you, we've been going up that, trying to get to the top. Tomorrow we climb over the top, which will be 11,500 to get over that. I'm pooped. Ready for a break. All right, I'll check back in later.